Yo guys, what up? Welcome back to another video in the quarantine lockdown vibes? I don't know. I did move my light a little bit higher, so I'm hoping unless I look at it like this, you won't see the reflection of my glasses. Pro tip, your lights need to be like above you, not like at eye level, otherwise it creates that glare. At least I hope so. Maybe when I'm editing, I'll feel like an idiot. Anyways, we just got news yesterday that the social distancing guidelines are being pulled back throughout Vietnam. People are now allowed to go out if they want, and certain businesses are being allowed to slowly open back up. It's because today, I think we're on day either 7 or 8 without a new infection. Knock on wood, there's no wood around me, but knock on wood that hopefully it stays that way. I wanted to take a minute to kind of celebrate this because hopefully in the next week or two, I'll be able to go back to work and see my kids again. On top of that, I also think that there's a lot to learn and to notice from us, especially in the West. And this is also in conjunction with some books, or a book in specific that I'm reading. And I kind of wanted to sit down and it's not going to be super popular, but I want to talk about like the benefits of like a single party system, aka communism. There's a lot of benefits we've seen throughout not just Vietnam, but also in China during this lockdown that happened. And one of the biggest ones was that they can make sweeping measures immediately enforceable without any protest. Now, I understand back at home that is scary because that can lead to, really scary situations where the government has too much power. But in the case of situation like this in Vietnam, they became very strict immediately as soon as the prime minister and his cabinet or whatever you call them here in Vietnam, they said lock the country down, and they did. And now we sit there this close to being completely cleared out of it. We need 14 days. I'm pretty sure they're going to do a 21 day, make sure 21 days, no new cases before we're considered clear. But it is coming. We're already planning in work to come back in May, hopefully. And like I said, one of the biggest benefits is that there's no protesting, there's no nonsense like we're seeing back at home in the States or in other countries. I'm pretty sure they're doing it as well. Is people understand that they have rights here, just like they do in other countries. Now, sure, some people might say they're restricted. Personally, I've noticed very few differences between here and the States, but I have seen the benefits of this system. And that is very nice that, they were able to lock everything down and they were able to quarantine basically the entire population in a matter of, weeks, just like China actually. China, a lot of people say is faking it or was faking it, which is true, maybe. But nonetheless, they did quarantine their cities and massive parts of the population very quickly. And, there's just in general, I wanted to use this video to dispel some common myths. Not just that, communism is good, because I definitely see issues. I don't like the fact that, they restrict internet access to sites like BBC. I don't like that you can't say things against the government for fear of getting in trouble. And I understand that. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not here to stir the pot. What I did see is there's a lot of things that definitely are great here. And it is really nice in these bad situations where basically people are going to be stupid, where the government can take control and be like, listen, no, this is what you're going to do because this is what's best for you. And that's why Vietnam's only had 200 something cases and nobody's died. That's pretty amazing considering how small and how poor and maybe even insignificant people would say the country is. They've done such a good job with clearing this up and getting back to work. It's taken a big hit, but even the Vietnamese understand that economically they can recover. They've gone through so many wars, they've gone through so many bad situations that this is just another step for them, and they can accept that. And it's nice to see everybody unified instead of everybody divided, fighting against each other. So I'm hoping that now we can go back to work, and I'm hoping that going forward, there's definitely some steps that maybe, I don't want to say again, I don't think the authoritarian way is good to go, but I've been reading this book called The People's History of the United States, and it's pretty awesome. It's a little bit negative. So make sure you have other points you're reading, other books you're reading that are more positive in terms, because you might have a very negative view of America. But one of the biggest things is the American system focuses on only profits, especially in recent years. It's all about profits over people. And Vietnam's taken this stance of the opposite, where they've chosen to protect their people over the profits of the businesses, and a lot of them are suffering, but the government's providing food to people who need it and healthcare for those who do happen to get sick. So it's been able to take care of what's most important, which is its people. I feel like recently we kind of, especially with the current administration in the States, we kind of lose that, and I've noticed the more I see it, because I don't want to make this political, that's not the point, but too often I've seen people fighting all the time. America has become so divided, and I think we need to take a step back and remember that we're all the same. And here in Vietnam, during this crisis, I've been treated just like any other person. And and that's pretty incredible to be able to experience that I'm treated just like everybody else, that I'm just another person, that there's no division between foreigners and Vietnamese, or Vietnamese and, you know, Northerners or Southerners, whatever. And they're all united in this fight because they know the enemy is the virus. The enemy is, you know, is the sickness. It's not each other. It's not the party. It's not this or that. And we can debate in the future politics all we want. And I would love to, you know. I've really been like biting my lips to not say certain things about what's going on in the news. But I just wanted to say, you know, that there are benefits. And this time, from all the crap we've been like fed in school about communism, it really does care about the people. At least Vietnamese government has shown that it cares about the people more than anything else. Hopefully we'll be back to work soon. And like I said, I don't want to make too many of these because I'm not looking to stir the pot, especially with the way the government is here. And that's one of the negatives, which is okay, but definitely something to take note of. And there's not much that people can copy now. It's too late for places like America, so it's not like an advice video. That's not the point, but rather just to have a different perspective. And if you would like to learn more about how life operates here and differences in governing, do let me know down below, because I'd love to make more of these. I'm just not sure if people are into them. And a lot of you students watch this, so you can tell me if you'd like to hear more about like how they compare the governments. But if not, then we'll make it a one-off. I'm hoping I'll be vlogging soon, back to normal at least, kind of. So anyways, guys, you know what to do. Leave a like down below. If you happen to be, you know, in support of what I'm saying, you know, do let me know. Or if you have anything to say against what I said, then definitely let me know that as well, because I am really curious. Nonetheless, we're this close. Almost there, guys. Almost there. And pretty soon, all of us will be out of this. So stay strong, and we'll make it through this, guys. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.